It's 8:56 a.m. on a cloudy Monday morning. Poppy is now back at university and hopes that the gripping narrative of the book she is currently reading will distract her from the anxiety that has settled in her stomach. Sipping the tea from her favorite mug appears to soothe the first day back nerves. But soon it is 9:15 and Poppy has to put down her book and face the reality of the day ahead.
Hello, I'm going to make this quick because I literally have to get my shoes on and go to uni in a minute, but it's my first day back today. I'm so nervous and I kind of don't want to go. It's going to be fine because I get to go in with my housemates, but yeah, I'm just really nervous. I feel like I'm going to be sick, I feel a bit shaky, but I know when I get there it's going to be fine, so wish me luck. First day, it was okay when I got in there. Like, I was really nervous before, and then when I got there it was fine. This morning we had a meeting talking about everything that we're doing, just like going over the basic stuff. And then in the afternoon we had to write kind of a little mini manifesto. We had like 3 minutes for each question, and we basically had to talk about like what we want to create, what we want to do in the next year, and I kind of got that down. And then we have to make like kind of a poster around that, and I really struggled. I literally had no clue what to do. I wanted to get my poster done there and then, but now I'm gonna have to spend this evening doing it. I just did not know what to do. I was thinking like maybe it's because I don't like drawing in front of other people. I just find it really awkward. I feel like I can't draw. So I don't know if that's why I felt really stunted for ideas, because I was like, I don't want to draw something and it looks bad and then people like judge me instead of just like drawing something. Does that make sense? But I tried to do some like thumbnails. I don't even want to show you up close because they're just awful. But I did draw a little fox from my brain that's more like a wolf though, and it's also out of proportion because I didn't have a reference picture. But I did feel like I was going to cry because I was like, I just don't know what to do. I think I'm just going to tidy my room because look, it's a mess. When I was trying to find all my materials to take in, I just chucked it everywhere. I feel really awkward filming this so quietly because I don't want my housemate next door to hear, because the walls are literally like this thick. Let's hope that we can get this poster made because I want it done today. Although one of my things going into third year was to not have so much stress on myself and just like draw. Like if it's bad, it's bad. I'm just going to try do it, listen to some music, but that's how my first day went. Not the best, but tomorrow's a new day. Excuse my wet hair, I've not long come out of the shower. So nervous for today. We got given like homework yesterday, and we have to find like research stuff to do with the word we picked. It's currently 9, it's got to be in by 11, and yeah, then they're putting us into groups and then we have to like talk to everyone about our research, and I really don't want to do that, and I'm really tempted not to go because I hate talking in front of people. I am just gonna go because if I don't go, that's just telling myself every time I feel anxious about something, then I'm allowed to not go. That's not going to be pushing me out of my comfort zone, and it's also not going to make my anxiousness any better, because whenever I get anxious I will basically just be giving myself permission to avoid that situation, which I think makes it worse. I feel like I just think into stuff too much. Hello, I thought I'd update you with what I've been up to today. First of all, watching that clip back where I was talking about how anxious I was to go in this morning makes me realise how anxious I get over unnecessary things. And obviously, like, talking in front of people is going to be scary, but I got in there and it was absolutely fine. It was actually quite interesting to hear about everyone else's research that they had collected. Since being back, I've been to Asda and I've got my like research printed off and I'm just adding some notes to that, but I finished my manifesto poster. I'm basically just using this afternoon to get some stuff done that I don't want to get behind on, especially at the start. So I made my little to-do list. Also, something that really helps me on my to-do lists is once you've written the task that you have to do, is to put next to it how long you think it should take you to do that task. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Also, I feel like the clips in this video, I feel like they're all kind of me having breakfast, me reading my book, me doing work. This is the book that I've been reading, in case you were wondering. I really hope you can't hear the washing machine, it's so loud. Listen to this. It's very annoying. Anyway, this is the book that I've been reading. I got this a couple of months ago from a charity shop, but I put off reading it for ages just because it's quite a thick book and I was like, oh, I can't bother to read that, it's going to take me forever. I read this in the morning with my breakfast, and before I go to bed I read a couple of chapters for about an hour, and it's been so nice just reading, and I've read so much. I started reading it on the Saturday when I travelled back to uni, so that's about 5 days. I've read this big chunky section and I've got this little bit left. I'm so excited to finish this because I have been wanting to watch the film Gone Girl for ages. It always comes up on my Netflix, but I've always told myself I want to read the book before I watched the film. So I've been very good with myself and put off watching the film for like a couple of years until I've read the book. Also, another kind of motivation that's been making me want to get through it quick. First of all, so I can watch the film, but also because I brought this other book. I saw the cover on Pinterest and I was like, that's a nice cover. But then I read the blurb and I was like, that sounds really good. I got it off Vinted because it was cheaper than getting it brand new. I do want to get into reading more. I do need to get out the house though. I think that's quite important. I have been out the house. I just haven't recorded it. I hope everyone that is back at uni is doing okay, especially if you're someone who gets anxious. I just want you to know, especially if you're in first year, I used to get anxious about absolutely everything. It's going to be okay, which I feel like can be really patronising, like saying, oh, it's going to be fine, don't worry about it. But it really is. It's going to be okay. I've been through so much that made me stressed, made me anxious. And yeah, there might be times when you get really stressed and anxious, but no one minds. And also something that's helped me is telling people that I feel anxious. If I have to talk to a group of people, I quite often, if I feel like I need to say it, I don't always, but if I feel like I have to say something, I quite often will just be like, oh yeah, sorry, I'm just really anxious, really nervous about talking in front of people, so excuse me if I come across a bit awkward or if I go bright red or whatever. And quite often people will just be like, oh, don't worry about it, it's okay, you have nothing to be sorry for or whatever, and people are kind of like supportive of that. But yeah, I just find letting people know that I feel anxious makes a big difference, because then I feel more relaxed, and if I do go bright red, then they know why. Anyway, that was really random, but I'm actually gonna go.